All right, we are here with Maria. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. So we were just chatting. That's what we're doing. We were off camera for a moment, and she was just sharing how she moved back to New Hampshire. So tell us a little bit about what brought you back here to New Hampshire.
Definitely. Well, I was forcibly moved out of the state when I was 8 years old, and I always said I will be back. And, I went to school in Northern Virginia. It was great. Majored in broadcast journalism. Thought I was going to be on ESPN. I went there. I hated it. Sort of been a journey. I was always trying to figure out when I was going to come back. And, it wasn't after ESPN. I went into fundraising. I was in politics on Capitol Hill. Made it to Cambridge, worked at Harvard and MIT, and finally made the jump back. And the opportunity just didn't work out for me. It was a little different from the world of higher education, which I had been. So now, I've been following Stay Work Play for like 6 or 7 years. I don't want to make up a number, but I was always like, how do I get back? How do I get back? And once I got back, I decided that I wanted to get involved. So the advocacy committee was awesome, and I've been to a lot of meetings. I've been to the amazing New Hampshire Next event?
Yeah, so the New Hampshire Next Summit that recently happened, and Maria, as she just mentioned, is on the advocacy committee that meets once a month on Fridays for Stay Work Play. We'll drop the details right in the comments, but you've been such an asset to that committee because you're such a wealth of knowledge. So what are some of the key issues that you're hearing from the advocacy committee that is retaining people, or rather allowing people to leave the state? How do we keep young people here?
Well, I think, there's just a heart in this state, and that's really why I wanted to come back. There's a feeling here, a community, and there's a misconception about young people that we only want a certain type of thing. And my husband and I, we just want a community, and it's been so cool to go around the state because we love exploring the state. We go north, south, east, west, and it's like a mini interview tour. I ask people, I'm like, well, how did you get here? What's your deal? And they're looking for community too. Like, they've left Boston, they've left all these cities where they thought the jobs were there, and they're like, no, we want to be in a small town. We want to have people who know our name instead of living next to somebody who doesn't know us. It gets old. So I've heard people who are really trying to make it work. The issues for them, of course, are issues we're all facing: the price of childcare, the price of housing. We had, I think it was 3 hours our apartment was on the market before I found it and snapped it up. So, it's not easy to come here and put all these things together and find a place. But my hope with the advocacy committee is that we can, I believe we're the second oldest state.
You're correct, yeah.
So I'm just trying to hammer home to these wonderful other generations in our state that there are very important concerns. If they really want young people to come, they have to pay attention to them. So, my big thing is just pay us more. You will get tons of people out of Boston. Trust me, I know them. They're like, oh, we would come to New Hampshire, but, they expect us to take a pay cut. And there's this, again, misconception that it's so much cheaper here, but when you add in the property taxes and some of the other things, it's just not, that's not the case. So I'm trying to change the conversation a little bit on my own. My husband is over here looking very sharp.
Why isn't he joining you on the red carpet over here?
I'm the extrovert, and he's the introvert. It works very well.
Maria is speaking for both of you, and I love it. You are really starting the conversation, and you are just so knowledgeable about the key issues facing young people. So we're so grateful that you're here and sharing your voice.
I'm just excited. Elena, Will, it's just like everybody kind of welcomes me in and lets me talk about things, and I don't feel like an outsider, and that's just what's really exciting, is just being able to come in and have people accept you and listen to you. So I would, encourage anybody who's thinking about getting involved to jump on in. The advocacy committee is a lot of fun. It is at 8:30 in the morning, whatever, but people get raucous, and there are all these great listening tours that are going on around the state, which I haven't been able to go to yet because I can't.
You guys are doing your own listening tours, it sounds like, so we can compare notes. So what's next for you? Let's leave it with that.
I'm trying to find a new job in New Hampshire.
Well, we have quite the candidate here for you. So anyone who's watching that has an opening, which there are quite a few right now. So
but it's also, here's another thing for employers. If you have somebody who's mid-career and is trying to shift into different opportunities, don't look at what they've done, look at their potential. When I got my job at MIT, I had no direct fundraising experience. I had worked at the DNC in Washington, and my boss was just like, you have a lot of experience with people and research, like you could do this. And that was what started me on this great career. So whether I stay in fundraising, whether I don't, I just want you to take a chance on lots of young people who can do other things than what their resume says.
Well, I'm sure you will be scooped up soon. So, Maria, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet, and we'll talk to you soon.